543, I'm sorry, well, you can.
Hello.
Under Government Code 549543.3, members of the audience may address the commission on any item of interest to the public or on any agenda item before or during the commission's consideration of an item. Law prohibits the planning commission from acting on any non-agenda items. Information and consent calendar. The minutes for approval for 1/13/2026. Do I have a motion?
I would move to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those, you want to take a roll count order, just?
Commissioner Papietro,
Aye.
Commissioner Yaden,
Aye.
Commissioner Helmar,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Hill.
Aye. Okay. Public hearings. Adopt resolution number 026P-003. Recommend the city council approval of zoning text amendments for Kalinga Municipal Code, section 9.5-128, regulating to commercial cannabis operations, including provisions for regulatory permits, employee permits, operation standards, and other related regulatory requirements. I'll leave that up to you now. I'll let you take it and run with it.
Sure, I'll be happy to explain. I'm not sure if the commission's had a chance to read the proposed resolution, but in short, City Council has directed staff to look at the existing ordinance and hire a consultant to go through and make sure that, A, we're in conformance with the state regulations and we're not conflicting. And there was also direction given as to the elimination of employee permits for cannabis operations. So there still is regulatory permits required through PD. And there was a lot of text cleaning up, a lot of cleaning house, basically, is what this was, so. Not sure if you had a chance to look at it, but there's a lot of strike-throughs on this one, so. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer, but that's the gist of it.
The only question, obviously, there's a lot of edits, and I assume those are all there, but the only one that caught my eye, just for me, was that the quarterly tax that's gonna be due based on their revenue says that it's due within 30 days past the quarter. But I didn't see any language that says, what if they don't pay? And I know there's been issues with, this industry being in the rears with their fees or taxes or whatever they're paying the city and things. But it does speak to that, because that is one of the new things in here, was that they're gonna pay off their quarterlies. And it says they have to pay within 30 days. But I didn't see it in here, what's gonna hold them binding to that?
It's a great question. I don't have an immediate answer to that, and I can have staff get back to you, but my understanding is that finance would probably assess interest or
Okay,
some
that was
sort
just a
of, some
question
sort
I
of
had.
penalty.
Jesse, it's not gonna hold it up for me tonight.
Okay.
But it would be interesting to know,
Sure.
because I do know that's been one of the issues, when the city council will ask for a document on the industry being, local industry owing the city money.
It's a great question. We'll be
so-
happy to bring that up to our finance director and have her respond.
Yeah, that's the only thing, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of deletions, so.
A lot of deletions.
When this is, when you rewrite and put it all back together, are we gonna be coming back to approve that final draft of this, or when it gets completely rewritten, we'll be coming back to approve it? Or
I don't-
tonight's gonna be the approval?
Tonight's going to be the approval. So Planning Commission approves the text amendments, and then it goes to City Council. It's actually on the agenda for City Council to review on the 7th. So hopefully, we'll have a decision from the commission today, and we can forward whatever decision you guys make to them for their approval or denial.
I do have some questions.
Sure.
On the city's analysis, the staff's analysis, it says that there's no fiscal impact, it says none. But basically, this is going to eliminate licensing and permitting, I guess, for a lot of employees. So that would be a loss of revenue to the city.
In
I mean,
theory,
it's not gonna be monumental, and it wouldn't be a deal breaker or anything, but I just found it interesting that it's listed as no fiscal impact when there really will be one.
possibly, in theory, city was only collecting as much as it cost to process the employee permits. So in not having to perform those permits, there's an inherent savings in there. I couldn't speak to the exact numbers of how much we were expending versus how much we were generating, but in theory, it's a wash.
Okay, then on the resolution itself, which would be, as far as the whole packet is concerned, page 12. Under severability, the fifth line, it says, the planning commission hereby declares that it would have passed this resolution and each section, subsection, clause, and phrase thereof, irrespective of the face, and that should be fact.
Just so I'm understanding where we're at.
We're on the resolution itself,
Page 12.
the next to the last page. Point 5, severability.
Kyle, if you're there and you're able to speak to that a little bit better than I, it's gonna be hard for me to search for that.
Yeah, I'm taking a look right now.
This is Kyle with SCI. He was a consultant on the draft.
Oh. Great job.
Thank you. Yeah, so let me pull the agenda packet real quick.
Are you looking at the full text?
I'm looking at,
The 30-some pages?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And on the full
She was saying
text,
the resolution, this isn't the resolution.
yeah, on the full text, for me, it's like page 11, I think. But look at the resolution and then go up from the signature page, and it's number 5 right above that.
Okay.
Did you say it was under servability?
Yeah. It's the fifth line.
Okay, I see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it should
says
be fact.
irrespective of the face, it should be fact.
Yeah.
Well, now we know at least one person's reading it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm happy to answer the earlier question regarding the bond, I believe, regarding the $25,000 bond. I think that's what the
No, I don't
question
think it was
was.
about the bond, and maybe it was concerning that they have to pay a fee every 90 days. And it says that it's due 30 days after the quarter. And I don't know where that's in the text.
If I understood the question right, it was about how the cannabis tax is collected through finance and
Yeah.
the penalty for being late with that payment.
Gotcha.
revenue, right?
Yes,
That's the
yeah, so that's codified in a different code section under the cannabis business tax. It may be referenced in this section in the municipal code. But I believe within the cannabis business tax ordinance, they do have late fees and penalties for late payments.
But I think you were asking how is that collected, right?
No, it wasn't as much collected as when I read it in here, and I didn't write it, I didn't note, fees and taxes. And it was stated that it was one of the newer things in here that they were gonna charge on the quarter.
Right, and my guess is that it would default to the city's finance code, and we would just assess fees and fines as we normally would for any other amounts due to the city. So,
Yeah, and
but I will
that's-
follow up with
that's
Brian
fine,
and
yeah.
have her email us.
Okay, then, and the ordinance itself on page 1 of 39, under the, oh no, excuse me, on page 2 of 39, it says a customer means a natural person, 21 years of age or older. Is natural person the terminology that is now being used to describe a human being?
So I believe that definition was in the city's existing ordinance. I'm not sure if that was updated to match the Department of Cannabis Control's definition. But it was cross-referenced to align with the state regulations.
Okay. I'm just
If
not-
there's an issue with that, we can certainly make that edit to that definition.
No, I don't have an issue with it. I've just not encountered this in regulations before, and was wondering if that is the new terminology that's being used in this day and age. That's all. I just wanted to stay current.
Okay.
On then page 3 of 39, oh no, 3 of 39. It talks about under section 3, the distance separation from schools. In section 3, it says that it's 930 feet from any existing school or proposed school site. And I remember when this issue came up, it had to do with a specific facility that was going in, and they, did measurements. I don't know if you were on the commission
no,
then.
I don't remember.
But it was a specific thing, and they did measurements, and came up with the 930, because I think the school or whatever it wasn't one of the main schools, was like 926 feet away, and so they put in 930. When it comes to the other sections that deal with the retail, it's 600 feet, which I think is consistent with our ordinances regarding bars and liquor establishments. So my question is, why are we still needing the 930 difference here when the 600 is probably appropriate? To me, the 930 just kind of jumps out like you're making a special exemption or a special rule regarding a particular location.
Yeah, so I'm happy to try to answer that one. So essentially what we did is we combined two sections of code. So retail cannabis businesses was under a different section of code,
Right.
under 9-5.129. So there was different separation requirements established for retail businesses and all the other cannabis activities. So the 930 pertains to all the other activities, so cultivation, distribution, manufacturing, nurseries. And then whereas retail facilities, they have that 600-foot radius.
Wouldn't one think that if you wanted a distance further from a school, it would be for a retail facility rather than some, enclosed not licensing, but evaluation or, some other technical.
I'll try and jump in on that one.
Yeah.
I think the
And
idea
I just
is
remember
odor.
it was a specific, there was a specific issue with a specific location, and I just don't know that we need to continue that and not have consistent.
It's about odor control, I think, somewhat. So I mean, the closer you are to a school, obviously, if you drive down to some of our cannabis facilities in town, you could smell them. I mean, even though they do a great job of scrubbing, you can smell them.
you go by the old prison that's right next to the farm and you smell it. So, yeah, it just is to me, it was like, it was an inconsistency that was created for a specific situation that I don't even know if that still exists, and I just like to be consistent, so I'm not sure why needs to be a difference. It's not a deal breaker for me.
Sure.
It just kind of jumps out at me. It's like, why is it 930 here and 600 here? So,
And Kyle might be able to answer this better than I, but I mean, in a retail situation, you typically have better packaging, you have more vacuum sealed product, where in a cultivation type facility, you may have oodles and oodles of, I mean, literally pounds and pounds and maybe hundreds of pounds of product in very non-vacuum sealed containers, and that odor is just, it's harder to contain.
yeah, but we've got our, lounge downtown, and you can smell that in use. So I just like to have reasons for things, and I'm not sure that there is a good reason for that discrepancy, so. And then on page 24 and 39 also. Let's see.
If I may ask Kyle a question, if that's
Oh, go
okay.
ahead, okay.
Kyle,
Sure.
on the retail operating requirements, number 6, should that 18 be 21?
That's exactly my question,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. So essentially, in making all these edits, we tried to track changes as best we could. I provided staff with a clean version of the ordinance where it's formatted correctly and the numbering is correct. So in the red line, I apologize, it's messy. So the numbering doesn't seem like it lines up. But if this gets adopted by council, they have the clean version that will be sent for update in the city's municipal code.
Okay.
Okay.
So it should say 21 throughout, right?
Yeah, number 6 is exactly the one that I was questioning. So the number 6 on page 30, on page 24, number 6, that should say, under the age of 21 are precluded unless they're qualified patients. Is that accurate?
Bear with me as I locate that.
Sure.
What are you asking?
On
On 6, on line 6, right?
point 6 on page 24,
Yeah.
it says that persons under the age of 18 are precluded from entering the premises unless, and it should be under the age of 21.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree, that's what it should say, but I'm not sure if there's a reason why it's showing up this way because of the strike-throughs, but I
Right, and then I just want to make
So
sure,
the 18 is wrong. It should be 21 where 18 is.
yeah.
yeah.
And then on page, let's see.
Yes, so that section refers to a medicinal patient, in this case, a qualified patient. But actually that's a good, I'm glad you brought that up because that actually conflicts with state code. Individuals 18 and up to 21 can access a retail location if they have a medical recommendation or a state medical card.
Okay, so that I understand, but what happens if you have a medical card and you're 16 or 17? can you still go in, or does somebody else have to get it for you? Or do they not issue cards to people that young?
I don't know if they issue cards to individuals that young, but I believe a legal guardian or a parent would have to enter the facility.
Okay, because it talks about under the 18 needing to have a parent or a guardian with you. But I didn't know if it's less than, I mean, at what age you can get a card. So what age that would be?
Yeah, so I believe it's 18 years old, so I'm gonna flag that for
Okay.
updating. So I appreciate you pointing that out.
Okay. Yeah, I just got a little confused when I was reading a couple different things. Other than that, I think you did a great job in terms of consolidating and streamlining and making it much easier to track and to follow what's going on. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That's all my questions.
Thank you. AI says no, a 16-year-old cannot do that.
Oh, okay.
Who,
you
but who
believe-
knows if that's true or not? But
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you
that-
believe
that
AI?
sounds- that sounds actually like it would follow. So you can't walk into a tobacco shop. I don't see why you'd be able to walk into a cannabis shop.
No, but if you've got I just wasn't sure what the requirements for the medical card were, you know, because I do know that well, I don't know that. I don't know how young they issue them, so. Okay, that's it for me.
Well, you know, on page 25, and you have line B where you says, the use of marijuana, cannabis, 21 years of age or younger as prescribed by law. So then if you go back to 24, I mean, that is kind of confusing if you go with, you have 18 and then if you're under 18, oh, it's kind of confusing. Then on line 3 about loitering, what's consisted of loitering? I mean, we have people that stand around, if they're just standing around that building, I mean, who's saying what is loitering? How long do you stand in front of a building before it's considered loitering? You know?
I believe the intent there is probably that there's no cannabis being consumed in front of the facility.
But that's not what it says. It doesn't
Right.
say, you
And-
can't, if you're smoking in front of it, then it's, you know, blah. That's not what it says. It says loitering on and around a retail site is prohibited by California, you know.
Yeah, I would imagine that there's some subjectivity there for that. The PD would have to, make that judgment call.
But do we, I mean, if I go over stand in front of that building, if I'm just standing there, maybe I'm just, you know, lost in thought and I'm just kind of standing around. PD comes by and said, hey, you're loitering, you know, I mean, what's the, do we have some kind of time limit on that, or 3 people are considered a crowd? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I can, if you like, I can have the Chief Garza address that for you, or
Yeah, I mean, because, you know, the only reason I bring this up is because I know kids have been, when they're walking past in school, they just standing around and talk, and maybe they're doing hacky sack or something. They're just kind of standing around talking and everything.
Sure.
And then they get accused of loitering. Well, I don't really consider they're loitering if they're just maybe talking or hanging around, you know. I don't know, I think we need to, you know, say how long is loitering, what does that really mean, loitering, you know? That's always been kind of confusing to me. But again, it's not a deal breaker for me neither, but.
I'm happy to have the chief address that to you. Maybe we can bring it up at the Chiefs Advisory Board.
Well, also, it says that it's prohibited by Penal Code 647E. So if you want to Google that and see, because that might define what the loitering is.
It really doesn't. If you read that, it really doesn't.
It doesn't?
No, I mean, not to me, it doesn't, you know, but like I say, we can bring that up in the police thing if you want to.
Right. I have a lot of faith in our police department here, and I think they're very.
No,
They're very objective, are very reasonable people. So I think I can have the chief address that, but I'm pretty sure we'll find that we have a satisfactory answer there.
Right, and I don't really, you know, when I'm downtown, I don't really notice people hanging out in front of, you know, cookies
I
or
think,
anything.
so 647E talks about squatting, so.
Oh, okay.
It might be, you know, they might be addressing a homelessness issue where folks are just kind of staying out there all day and.
Yeah.
It does, and that doesn't, to me, that doesn't, you know, isn't talking about loitering.
Yeah.
If somebody's squatting or they got all their stuff in there and they're sleeping on the gazebo, yeah, you know, that's a whole new ballgame.
Right.
But, yeah, we, you know. I mean, I really don't have anything else.
Nor do I.
I think at this point, you could entertain a motion?
Is there, does anybody have any, oh, I'm sorry.
I think you need to open.
Thank you.
Oh.
Public hearing.
Sorry.
Yeah, are there any comments, any other comments by the commission?
Nope.
Okay, we're gonna open this up to the public hearing for any conversation? Seeing none? I will close the public hearing.
For those at home, the joke is no one's here.
There is no one
As
here.
usual.
Shannon, when do you wanna take over? We have a motion to have a second, did it get a second?
I second it.
Roll call vote?
Who made the motion? I'm sorry. Was it?
Oh,
I didn't hear one.
oh.
Oh, I
Well,
thought you
I'm-
made, I thought you,
No, I just said I thought we had to have a public hearing before we made the motion. But I will,
Your
I will make
motion?
I will make a motion to adopt resolution 026P-003.
And I'll second it.
Commissioner Papietro,
Yes.
Commissioner Helmer,
Aye.
Commissioner Yaden,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Hill.
yes. Okay. All right, do we have a discussion and/or potential action items?
I was just curious, Jesse, what's going on? I know, you know, things that come before the planning commission that they come so early that it takes months and months and sometimes years to see them. So it's kind of nice sometimes just to see what's going on or what you guys know. Like, example, the two gas stations, the one with Richard's Dinosaur, and then the one out at the Best Western, if you know anything about what's going on with the
I do.
progress of those?
I do. So the station out near the Best Western is gonna be a Shell, not like a Shell, the company Shell. And I also think it's gonna be a vanilla Shell restaurant. So they're not sure what restaurant's gonna go in there, but there's gonna be space for a restaurant. And Robert, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a car wash associated with that too, right?
Yes, car wash. There is.
I'm hearing yes from Robert. So they're in back check. We have plan check comments to them. They're addressing them, and I'm sorry. We have the plans at this moment. We're conducting our civil plan review, and we should be sending those comments to them very shortly or approving. So we have a very short expectation that we should be in construction very, very soon. I am under the impression, I'm not sure if this is fact, but I believe the contractor has been selected for that. And I don't know if I can speak to that officially, but my understanding is the contractor's been selected and it should be into construction very soon. And the one with the dinosaur, which one?
Well, that's the one right here at the corner,
On
Sinclair.
the Sinclair.
No word from them. So we had the first round of plan check comments go out to them before I got here. So I want to say that was the early fall, so of 25, and we haven't heard back from them.
Okay.
We do have interest from a group that I know out of Bakersfield. I'm from Bakersfield. That's interested, that met with Sean at the retail conference they went to.
For ICSC at
ICSC,
Monterey.
And they're interested in talking to Sean about the possibility of another gas station slash convenience store slash restaurant. So those seem to be popular. So that's what I know at this moment.
Cool, thank you.
Anything on the fast food place next to the Starbucks?
No movement,
No movement.
other than the movement of the dirt we finally got moved.
Yeah.
And we did get rid of the dirt.
We did get rid of the dirt.
And any idea when Ross is gonna open?
Yes, we expect them to be completed with the construction very soon, maybe this week, next week. And so they should be in there stocking very soon. So if I were a wagering man, I would say probably the middle of June,
Okay.
maybe end of June. So don't hold me to that, but we're hoping.
And
Anything more?
any potential businesses down by Tractor Supply?
None that I know of, and Sean would be the best one to ask. 'Cause I think some of those negotiations go through him. So
Well, back to the Shell, from what I remember when it came through us, they're supposed to have a drive-through facility of some sort. So some sort of restaurant or coffee shop or whatever, I believe that was approved.
there is a drive-through on the plans, right?
Yes.
But I'm not sure they've announced. I'm not even sure if they know, but they haven't announced what restaurant will be in there. I think I've heard them allude to that there's gonna be a sandwich shop of some sort, but I don't know. I don't know the particulars. So
And they're doing a charging station there as well, right?
a couple charging stations, yes. So
That's really needed.
yeah, and I think right next to Best Western's a good spot. So.
Yeah. Any other discussion?
Nope.
Kind of went through the department reports.
Don't have too much more to talk about. Trying to think what we have. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure. I shouldn't say obviously. There's a groundbreaking ceremony for Ramsey Park on Thursday at 3:00, I believe. Something like
Don't
that.
remember.
It's
In the afternoon.
Should be on Facebook or one of our
PM maybe?
socials.
Okay.
But Mr. Ramsey should be there and City Council. So if you're available, please come out and support
That's
that
Thursday?
groundbreaking.
Thursday, right?
Thursday, I believe it's 3. So, and we're making some progress on the food court. We have some preliminary conceptual designs completed, and we'll be trying to steamroll through that. We're anticipating probably a late summer, early fall of 27 completion, which it takes a while, but we do hope that it comes in right about then. So.
Now, is that the one that's right across from Ron's Barber Shop? That lot? right there?
Yes.
How are people going
I
to
don't
get
go to
in?
the barber often.
Well, that lot, the way that lot sits, there's no, you can't get in from Main Street.
No ramp.
So how are they gonna get in there? They gonna come down the alley?
The alley. We're going to improve the alley. It's actually part of the 26-27 fiscal year budget that we anticipate improving the alley between Fifth and the food court project so that it'll be very walkable. So there will be some accessible parking spots near where we're calling the proposed stage. So there should be a stage there. There should be, a bathroom, if everything goes to plan. Hopefully some C-trains with some, I shouldn't say C-trains. Hopefully some container type of vendors, whether it be food, whether it be coffee, whether it be, drinks. We're hoping that we can get some good vendors in there and also have a place for food trucks to park and, have a place for the family to hang out and enjoy some music maybe and then walk. I mean, parking's gonna be a little tight.
I mean, the way that I'm looking at it, it's gonna be real tight parking, because if you're gonna have all the food vendors in there and your C-trains and everything else, and their little entertainment in the center of that thing, where are they gonna park?
We'll be parking along Fifth Street, we're parking along Fourth Street, probably along Elm as well. Hopefully when we do the Complete Streets project with Caltrans, that'll help with, there'll be a single lane through there with a turn lane in the middle. So we won't have such a problem with parking on Elm and then, getting your door torn off when you open your door. So we anticipate that will help. We encourage people to bike down there. We encourage people to walk down there. We want to make the community more walkable. We'd like to see pedestrian activity in the downtown area. I think that's going to be helpful to stimulate business and,
Yeah, if you live close, Okay, my other thing is, a lot of people have, talked to me and asked me about the new Starbucks, with the entrance from the new Starbucks, that entrance is so short, they're going into it. If you got a big truck, if you got a Ram truck, I mean, that thing's almost hard to get in and to make that turn to go in. Is there any discussion about widening or fixing that? Because it is very, very tight.
We did alter that recently. When I say we, the property owner did alter that in the last maybe month and a half or 2 months. It's been relatively recently, so if you haven't driven it recently, maybe try it again. But if it's still
I'll go there
problematic,
tonight. I'll
yeah.
go there tonight and check it out.
We're gonna put some rock in the middle of that little teardrop island, whatever you wanna call it, that bisects the drive lanes there, just to give it some added appeal, so. And hopefully, you know, when we have the complete streets with Caltrans project done, you know, a lot more walkable, we'll have some rapid flashing beacons, added, hopefully some additional lighting, just making that whole area just incredibly more walkable, so.
So how is the current phase progressing? Are they like on task, on time?
I may be a little bit biased, but I think Caltrans is doing an amazing job. They're very communicative. Any issues we've had, they've been quick to address. From where I'm sitting, no complaints. I mean, I know I'm not out there walking the community and impacted as much as most some other people might be, but I think they're doing a fantastic job. So.
Okay, because I know people that, you know, Elm and Cherry, it's really messed up the light, you know, the traffic lights. They used to be fairly coordinated, and now you can sit there, cars on all four sides, just sitting there waiting for whatever is not happening.
We had a very specific issue with the lights when they cut the controls to redo that curb ramp. There was no way to repair it other than at the end of the project. So we're gonna have to do that at the very end. So we
So
might have to.
it's straight on timer right now.
It's straight on timer, and we can adjust more time on Cherry, less time on Elm, but we're trying to find the sweet spot, and really it's the school hour that's really problematic, so we did give it quite a bit more time on Elm just to keep that traffic at a minimum during that time.
I think the one that gets you, and is the two turn signals going on to Cherry, because you're sitting there and there's no one at those two signals, and you got to cycle all the way through. And they did a great job.
That's a pain too.
They did a great one down at the Cambridge. They left it on the sensors. So
Right,
it's
we
doing
didn't have a
great.
problem with the controls there.
But-
It was
But
just
that one at Cherry's
Cherry and
brutal.
Elm is gonna be a problem
That-
for, and if the community would like to see a different approach there, we're happy to hear it.
Ah.
So, I mean, when you say it's gonna be taken care of at the end, are we talking about a year, 2 years?
10 months from February, so I mean, it's gonna be a while.
There's also, they leave a lot of debris. Someone I know just got a tire punctured in that area with something like this that had plastic attached to it. So I don't know how much cleanup they do after they've been working, but does seem to be a lot of debris and complaints from people that live around there.
Well, I have the ear of the construction manager, so I'll be sure to let them know that they could do a little bit better job there.
Thank you.
Of course.
Any commissioner announcements? Nobody's going on vacation?
Are we gonna have a meeting in a couple weeks, do you think? Sorry.
I know we have one probably in May, we wouldn't skip the June planning commission meeting necessarily because of graduation.
No, wouldn't be affected.
It'll be either the second meeting in May or the first week meeting in June. And I forget what it is, but
Okay.
Christy would be disappointed in me that I'm not remembering at this
Oh,
moment.
okay.
She keeps me on task.
Somebody needs to.
All right, chairman announcements, I really don't have any. Do you have any more you got? Shannon, do you have anything you
I have nothing.
want to bring up? We good? Then I will adjourn this meeting at 6:40.
Yes, sir.
Looks good.
Thank you.